Hey everyone, Courtney here with Southern Owls. Welcome to my YouTube channel, my Owlettes. Today we are going to be doing a TMI Gifts kit, Which Way to the Candy. So you're going to get this super cute sign, which I already stapled and hot glued 4 pipe cleaners to. You're going to get this raised work form. You're going to get a roll of 10-inch mesh, a roll of 21-inch black mesh, and you're going to get 4 rolls of ribbon. So we're going to be using this 4-inch black, this really cool witch, a lime green, black and orange, and then polka dot. And today I have requested to use the bow maker. So the M Bow and Go, this is available at TMI Gifts as well. So we're going to be making our bows on the M's Bow and Go maker. So first, what I like to do is get my work form ready, which just means I get all of the tinsel ties in place. I just pull them out just like that. So now it is ready to rock and roll. So we're going to start off with our black 21-inch mesh. What I like to do is just pull it out. We're going to fold it in half, and then I'm just going to crumple it in my hand just like this. Now, I like to throw my mesh off my table because I don't have a huge workspace. So I'm going to throw it off my table. I like to start at the top. So we're going to put this black mesh right at the top. Give it a few good twists in the tinsel ties. For extra security, you can always grab a cable tie and you can zip tie it right there, so we know that that mesh isn't going to slip out. So now what we're going to do is the hoop method. So I'm going to slide my hands very carefully down my mesh 10 inches, and we're going to open up that next tinsel tie and lay it right down in there and make sure that we're getting that tinsel really nice and tight. Go around about 2 times is good. And then you're going to have this nice little poof that we are making. So slide your hand down your mesh 10 inches, open up that next tinsel tie, put it right down in there, give it a few good twists. And we're just going to keep on doing that poof method all the way around our work form. Sliding our hands down the mesh, putting it inside that tinsel tie, and giving it a few good twists. Now this kit is from TMIGifts.com. You can purchase this kit on their website. Be sure to use my code OWL20 and you'll get 20% off your entire order. So that is huge savings. And if you're not loving Halloween, I do have some other kits in stock. I have fall, Christmas. I don't know if I have any winter. I think that snowman winter kit, Christmas kit sold out. But I do have a few kits online that you can go and check out at tmigifts.com. Okay, so we're done with the top. I'm going to place that right in. And then I'm going to find the closest tinsel tie to the bottom. And what I do is I just open that tinsel tie up and slide it right in to the bottom. And then I give that a few good twists. And now we're going to do that same thing, measure out 10 inches on our mesh. And we're going to go right next door to that next tinsel tie, and do the same exact thing, what we did to the top. Now we're going to do to the bottom. Not skipping any tinsel ties, just going around in a circle. No zigzag motion for this. We are just going around in a circular motion and putting in that mesh. Opening up that tinsel tie, getting our mesh in there, and twisting it really nice and tight. You want to make sure those tinsel ties are really nice and tight so it holds that mesh in there. Don't want that mesh slipping out later. When I was choosing this kit with TMI Gifts, I really wanted a lime green. I haven't done a whole lot of lime green Halloween, and I just loved this combo because it's really, it screams, right? It's like, hey, look at me. Lime green and black are such a great color combo together, and it's perfect for Halloween. And y'all know me, I love my Halloween in witch vibes. Okay, so we're back to where we started. I'm going to twist that around. And now we are done with the poofs. So we're going to grab our scissors and just snip off that mesh. Now, you are going to have some mesh left over, so you can hang on to that for your next project. Okay, so now I'm just going to go around and kind of just fluff out these poofs a little bit if needed. Just kind of put your hands in there. Make sure they're looking like a poof and not deflated. Sometimes they do, and that's okay. We can always fix it once it's in those twisty ties. You can get in there and poof it up and make it look like a poof. Okay, so that is round one. Super adorable for our wreath. We're then going to grab our 10-inch deco mesh, and we're going to cut this whole roll of mesh at 20 inches. So I like to use my rotary blade, and I just measure out 20 inches on my mesh and just give it a cut. So we're going to need 18 pieces total. So if we cut this whole roll of deco mesh at 20 inches, that is going to give us the magic number. Oh, there goes my mesh. The magic number of 18. Okay, we gotta put this somewhere else because my fan's on. All right, I'm gonna cut this mesh and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my mesh all cut at 20 inches. And what we're gonna do today is just the ruffle method. So I like to use the table and I just flip my mesh out, tuck it under about an inch or two, find the middle, give it a pinch, and then I walk my fingers over to the other side. And I want to make sure this side is tucked under just a little bit also. I like to start at the top. So I'm going to find any twisty tie and put that mesh right into that, that twisty tie. And we're going in between the poofs. So we want to make sure that we're putting our deco mesh in up and down because the poofs are going to be side to side, right? So we're just going to get that mesh, put it right into those twisty ties, and give it a few good twists. Make sure it's really nice and tight. Same thing all the way around. So I just flip my mesh onto the table, tuck it under about an inch or two, find the middle, give it a pinch, walk your fingers over to the other side, making sure that the other side's tucked under about an inch or two as well. Find the next tinsel tie, and then squeeze that, tie that right in there, nice and tight. And we're just going to keep on doing that same ruffle method all the way around. So this is really great because those poofs, those black poofs, are just going to be poking out a little bit through our lime green mesh. So it's going to be a really great combination of the black and the lime green. Super, super gorgeous. And like I said, this is a kit from our friends at TMIGifts.com. Be sure when you're shopping at TMI Gifts that you use my code AL20 and you'll get 20% off your entire order. Woohoo! Amazing, amazing, amazing. And if you're watching this in the future and this kit is sold out at TMI Gifts, just browse around and see what other kits you might like, you know. And all of my kits at TMI Gifts do have YouTube tutorials. I have a whole tab over here on YouTube just for TMI Gifts. So you buy a kit with TMI Gifts, just look at that, look for that TMI Gifts tab, and you'll be able, oh, that's perfect. I love that. So now we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. You'll be able to follow along with any TMI Gifts kit that you buy from TMI Gifts. You'll be able to follow along right here over on my YouTube channel. I'm going to twist all those in. We're going to do the same exact thing like we did. We are doing up and down direction for our ruffles. And we're squeezing them in between the poofs. You should have got 18 pieces cut at 20 inches. All right, guys, y'all are doing great. We just have a few more left to do on the bottom. Also, if my way of ruffling mesh in hurts your hands, whatever way you find comfortable is fine. There's no wrong or right way of folding mesh. So whatever feels comfortable for you, you do that. Now, I do like to measure my mesh when I'm using a work form because I need to make sure that I have that exact 18 inches. And I feel like if I didn't measure the mesh out, I would be short a piece. That would totally happen to me. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, well, let's try that again. All right, twisting that all in. Beautiful, beautiful. This mesh is just filling in any of those holes that we have created with the poofs. Super, super cute. Okay. Ooh, that's so perfect. I love this black and lime green combo. So now we're gonna grab our sign, and like I said, I had already stapled it and put some hot glue down. I did it to all four corners. I'm gonna get those pipe cleaners ready. I'm gonna make sure that I have some tinsel ties, that they are all kind of centered a little bit. There we go. And then we're gonna start adding our sign. We're gonna take those pipe cleaners and go through the mesh. You don't want to go around it. You want to make sure that you're going through that mesh so your sign has something nice and sturdy to sit on. Just feed that right through. I always like to put my other hand on the bottom of my wreath so I can feed in those pipe cleaners and find them a little bit more easily. And then the pipe cleaners underneath, I'm finding that work form and I'm making sure that I'm making contact with the wire of the work form so we have something to tie our pipe cleaners around. Okay, and we got one more left. I'll flip that over so you can see that I thread that through the wire and then we just twist it. Okay. That's fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 bows today. So are y'all ready? Let's get our OM's Bow and Go Maker. This is such a cute little bow maker. It's great that it folds so you can store it. And the wooden dowels just screw right in. I'm going to put the other ones right there. I only use these 2. I don't. There is a place to hold your ribbon. I don't get it. I'm not using it. So I'm not going to use that. We're going to do 2 fun side bows. And they're going to be with the black ribbons. I just kind of want to measure that out. So that's about a 6.5 inch tail. And we're going to pinch the ribbon and put it right in between our dowels. You're going to twist the ribbon so it is upside down. And we're going to do 6-inch loops. So I'm going to find the 6. And I always put my hand down here. And I'm going to flip the ribbon over my hand. And we're just going to squeeze it right down into our dowels. Then we're going to twist that ribbon so it's facing the wrong direction again. I'm going to find the 6 on my measuring, flip it over my hand, squeeze it right down into those dowels. And then we are going to cut this at about 6.5, a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead. I already dovetailed my other end. I'm just going to go ahead and dovetail this one as well. So what I'm just doing is folding that tail in half and cutting up at an angle. We're then going to get our next ribbon, which is going to be this green polka dot. And we're going to follow that same pattern, about a 6.5 inch tail. Twist it so it's on the wrong side. But we're going to shrink our loops down just a little bit to about the 5. So we can see a little bit of that black poking in. Same thing, squeeze it, flip it so it's facing up. Same thing, about 5 inches. I lay my hand down and then we twist it over. I'm going to pull this down and around. And then we're going to twist. And I'm going to do 1 more center loop. And what I do when I'm using the bow maker, I put my finger down and I still do that racetrack loop. So I just flip it already on top of itself and I stick it in. I want just a little loop. So I stick it just like that. And then we're going to twist that tail up and I come down here and snip that off. Fold that tail, cut up at an angle. So now I'm going to get my cable tie ready and my pipe cleaner. Oh, just one. I'm going to pinch right here. I'm going to have 1 above, 1 below. Pinch the middle and slide it off. And then there you go. So now you're going to thread that cable tie right where you're holding it. Get it going. Leave a little wiggle room so you can put that pipe cleaner through. Go about halfway. And then, boop. Get it tight, but not too tight. Tight enough that it's just going to hold everything in place. I always like to then twist my pipe cleaner just a little bit around the cable tie. And now we can fluff out the super cute, simple bow. So we're going to do this times 2. I'm going to get this guy just a little bit shorter. So now this lime green ribbon really pops on this 4-inch black. Look how cool that looks. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, now you should be a pro at this. I'm going to grab my ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half, cut at an angle to get that dovetail. We're going to do about 6.5 inches again for our tail. And pinch that right down in there. Flip our ribbon over to the back side. We're going to measure 6 inches. There we go. And I just flip that ribbon over my hand and then pinch it right back down in there. Same thing, twist it to the back side. Measure about 6 inches. I flip it over my hand, lay it right down in there. And now we're going to cut about a 6.5 inch tail on this side. Fold that ribbon in half, cut up at an angle. Okay, same thing. Grab that polka dot ribbon. I'm going to dovetail this before we get going. Lay that right in there. Go a little bit shorter than the original. Pinch, twist. We're going to go about the 6, or a little bit less than the 6, sorry, about the 5. Shrink those loops down. Pinch, twist. A little bit down, about 5 inches. Pinch, twist. And then I'm going to take this ribbon. I'm going to hold it. We're going to flip it over the dowels. Oh, I need a little bit more. Let me put it over there. Over the dowels. And around. Just like I would be flipping it over my thumb. And in. I'm going to shrink it down. That looks about right. Pinch it in there. And twist. And we're going to go a little bit shorter this time on that side. Now we're going to get another cable tie and pipe cleaner ready before, I was like, where are my cable ties? Before we slide it off. So just one on top, one on bottom, slide it off. Grab that cable tie, go around. Start going, not all the way. Slide in that pipe cleaner about halfway. Get it nice and tight, not too tight. Flip off the rest. Twist, twist. And now we got some really cute, simple bows. Oh, I didn't dovetail that. Hold on, let me dovetail. The black really is going to make a statement on our piece. I'm just going to pull those tails down, fluff out our little ribbon. Perfect. Super, super cute. We'll slide that out of our way, and we're going to get these on our wreath. Super fun, super cute. I'm going to put one in one corner and then one in the other corner. Same thing, we're just going to thread that pipe cleaner through the mesh. You want to make sure these are angled, there we go, out before I get them nice and secure. And just like the sign, you want to make contact with that work form. And we're just going to mimic that little corner, fluff it out. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. How fun is that? So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, right in the corner. Going through the mesh, not around it, making contact with the work form. Twist, twist, twist. We're going to fluff it out since we did hit it a few times. Now we have some really fun big bows. That is so cute for the bottom of our wreath. Okay, so I'm going to tuck in this tinsel tie that's right in the middle because I don't want to add in mesh right there because you're really not going to see it anyways. And I just want to leave these bows be bowing, right? The bows are the statement piece. So now I'm going to go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 tinsel ties exposed. And then we have 10 right on the bottom. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this black 4-inch ribbon and I'm just going to do, I want 2 of these up top in the corners. And we're going to use this as a ribbon tail for the top. So I just need 2. We're going to do 1, 2 at 13 inches. Folding that in half and cutting up at an angle. Okay. We have these 2. And then I'm going to do 7 of these. So I'm not going to put the black on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it's just going to be too much black. But I do want it at the top just a little bit. But if I did it all the way around that 4-inch ribbon, that would be really, really thick and heavy. So we're going to do 2 of these on top of the black. And then we're going to go around the bottom and just use this as a single. I know, I've lost my mind, you're saying, but don't worry, just trust the process. Okay, so now we have those all cut. So now I'm going to grab my other 2 ribbon, which is the witch ribbon, and we're going to cut, I need 8 of these. Love this witch ribbon, it's so cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are all of our ribbon tails today are going to be cut at 13 inches. I'm obsessed with this witch ribbon. I think it's so stinking cute. A little witch with her black cat and the bats. And it has a little touch. Look at that. A little bit of glitter, purple glitter. It is really going to tie in everything. Taking these, folding them in half, cutting up at an angle. Same thing. Always want to make sure that they're all up at the top, though. If you're doing multiple ribbons up, just want to make sure that they're all, oh, that's going to be hard. Let me just do that one. Let me just do this single line because I did, I cut the end. Okay. And then we're going to do the multi-stripe one, which is going to look so cool on top of this witch. I love that it has the tinsel on it. Super, super cool. And this is going to tie in more of that black in the wreath as well. Oh my gosh, I did this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 8. So 8 of these cut at 13 inches today. Guys, if you're watching this and it's August of 2025, go check out TMI's site because they have been dropping so many new Christmas items. Like, so many good picks, so many goodies. So if you're watching this within, a few weeks of August 2025, go check out all the new stuff that TMI Gifts has been dropping. It's amazing. I just made a purchase yesterday, 2 days ago. 2 days ago for some goodies. They have some beautiful bougie ribbon in stock now for Christmas. Oh my goodness. Really elevate your wreath making game. Okay, all of those are now cut. So what I'm going to do is the top first. We're going to get all this, I don't know why I'm taking those over there, out of the way. So I'm going to do the top black ones first just to get that big chunky ribbon out of the way. So I'm going to lay, just like we would anything else, lay that on top of each other in the middle of the 4-inch. Give it a pinch. And these are going to go in the top 2 corners. So we're going to mimic that bow area. How cute is that? 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to go over here in this corner by the sign. That's awesome. Okay, and now in between, we're going to add in our witch with the tri-color stripe. Same thing, just lay it in the middle. Put it in between those. Give it a twist. And remember, we are working with directional ribbon with the witch, so just kind of make sure that when you separate it, that the witch isn't upside down. It happens. Same thing, the tricolor on top of the witch. We're going to go on the side of the sign, twist them in. I always like to kind of spread out my ribbon tails a little bit so you can see all of the ribbon. Because once it's in this tinsel tie, you can totally manipulate it and put it wherever you want it to go, right? All right, same thing. Lay them on top of each other. Find the middle, give it a pinch, lay it down. Oh, I totally squished our bow over here. Okay. Fluff it back out. Super, super cute. Okay, let's look and see what we're working with. Oh my gosh, that's so adorable. I love her already. Okay, so now we're going to go around the bottom and we're going to do the exact same thing. So except for just the single polka dot, we're not going to worry about putting the black down here because I feel like it's just going to be a little too much. Then we're going to take the witch with the tricolor next, and we're just going to go every other ribbon pattern. Find that tinsel, twist, twist, twist. Now on the bottom, I just leave my tails in that V direction. I don't worry about fluffing them out as much as I do to the top ones, right? Now, you do have to pay attention as we're circling the wreath. We got to make sure that our witches aren't upside down. So just be mindful as you're turning around the wreath that you're paying attention to what direction those witches are flying. Putting in that single. So cute. Now this one is pretty much at the top, so the witches are going to be a little weird. One's going to be okay, and the other one's going to be upside down, but that's okay. Finding the middle and just putting them into those tinsel ties, twisting them in nice and tight, and then just pulling on them to bead them out. Whoop. Oh, that wire, hold on. It happens, sometimes a little wire likes to come out of that ribbon for whatever reason. Can't be tamed. Okie dokie, perfect. All right, last one. Perfect. Let's fluff out those bows a little bit. We've been moving around. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, what do we think? Oh, I love her. We got our fun little bows, our ribbon tails. Super, super fun. I love that black because it really makes those pop. So, so fun. Thank you all so much for being here today. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you as an official outlet over here. This kit is at TMI Gifts, so you can go shopping for that. And if it's out of stock, just browse around. Maybe you'll see something else that you like of mine. And like I said before, all of my kits with TMI do have a YouTube tutorial. So thank you so much. And guys, I can't wait to craft with y'all again soon. Bye, everyone.